She didn't scream when the tray flipped. Mashed potatoes splattered across her jeans. Chocolate milk oozed toward her shoes. Laughter erupted from table 3. Again. And Raina just stood there, lunch dripping from her knees, eyes fixed on the culprit. Talon grinned, leaned back in his seat. "Oops," he said. But it wasn't an accident. It never was. Across the cafeteria, Lyra snorted into her drink. "Guess gravity hates you too, huh?" Raina clenched her fists, but said nothing. Not here. Not yet. She walked past the mess, out the side doors, into the biting air behind Winslow High. Wind scraped her face, her breath fogging in little gasps. She sat against the brick wall, coatless, her back cold, her pride colder. It had always been like this. The jokes, the whispers, the food accidents. Being invisible was one thing. Being the punchline, that was worse. She pulled out her lunch, still in her bag, untouched, and stared at it. PB&J again. The bread already soggy. Footsteps approached. Fast. She looked up. Gina. From homeroom. Thin, twitchy, always trailing behind Lyra like a shadow that didn't want to be there. She had a paper in her hand. "They dared me," Gina said, breathless. Raina blinked. "What?" Gina shoved the paper toward her. "They said you wouldn't do it, that you'd chicken out. It was a sign-up sheet for the Winter Talent Show. Name, act, grade. And on the last line, in shaky handwriting, Raina Calderon, vocal solo, grade 10. You didn't write this?" Raina asked. Gina shook her head. Lyra did. She said when they call your name Friday night, you'll freak. She said the whole school be there. Raina's mouth went dry. "Why are you telling me?" Gina's eyes darted toward the building. "I don't know. Maybe I'm tired of watching them do this." She turned and ran back inside before Raina could say a word. Raina sat there, paper in hand, heart pounding. A dare, a joke, a trap. But it was her name on the list now. The show was in 2 days. And for once, she didn't feel like running. That night, Miss Aura stirred cabbage at the stove, humming a low, haunting him. The windows fogged with steam. The kitchen smelled like home. "You're quiet," her grandmother said, not turning around. Raina hesitated. Something happened at school. Miss Aura turned off the flame. "Another fight?" "Not exactly." Miss Aura waited. "They put me in the talent show. As a joke." The silence hung. Miss Aura didn't speak. Didn't move. "I didn't sign up," Raina added. "But now it's real." Still no response. Then Miss Aura finally turned, her eyes calm. "And you? What are you gonna do about it?" Raina stared at her. "What do you mean? Just because they dared you don't mean you can't accept." "I don't even know what I'd sing." Miss Aura's mouth curved into something unreadable. "Sure you do." Raina shook her head. "I can't sing in front of all those people." "You ever hear what wind sounds like in a canyon?" Miss Aura asked. Raina blinked. "No, it don't ask permission. It just fills the space." Thursday morning. Raina walked into first period with her head low. People whispered. She could feel it crawling up her back. They'd already heard. At lunch, Talon called across the room loud. "Heard you're opening the show. I'll bring earplugs." More laughter. Lyra winked. "Break a leg, songbird." Raina sat down, ate her sandwich in silence. But something buzzed in her chest. Not quite fear. Not quite anger. Something else. Friday. She skipped school. Stayed home. Practiced in the mirror. She picked an old song, one her mother used to play before the sirens, before the night that changed everything. If you're enjoying this story, kindly do us a favor and subscribe to our channel. It is free and won't cost anything, but it means the world to us. We're just a small channel trying to grow. Thank you, and back to the video. She hadn't sung it in years. When she opened her mouth, her voice shook. But by noon, it didn't anymore. Miss Aura braided her hair without speaking. Her hands moved slow, sure. At 5 p.m., Raina put on her plain black dress. Nothing flashy. Just her. As she stepped to the front door, Miss Aura handed her a folded piece of paper. "What's this?" she asked. "A promise," her grandmother said. "But don't open it till after." Raina nodded, slipped it in her pocket. Backstage at the Winslow High auditorium, everything felt too loud. Kids laughing, instruments tuning, sneakers squeaking. Her name was on the program. Line 6. She waited, hands icy, breath shallow. Then, over the intercom, "Next up, vocal solo by Raina Calderon." And the room shifted. She walked out. Lights blinded her. Whispers fluttered. Then silence. She stepped to the mic. She didn't say her name, didn't look for approval. She just opened her mouth and sang. The first note cracked a little, but she held it, found the center, let it rise. The second verse hit harder. She let the pain in, the loneliness, the long nights she cried into her pillow because nothing felt safe, because she missed her mother and her father's voice, because she hated how people only saw her when they wanted to laugh. And she sang. When it ended, there was nothing. No sound, not even a cough. Then a chair creaked. Someone stood. But no one clapped. No one laughed either. She looked up, and for the first time, saw faces. Real faces. Not twisted in mockery. Not pulled into smirks. Just watching. Still. Like they didn't know what to feel. Raina turned. Walked off stage. No bow. No smile. Her legs were shaking. But she didn't fall. Outside, behind the school, the air was sharp. Snow threatened. Her breath fogged. She took the folded paper from her pocket. Unfolded it. Miss Aura's handwriting. When a voice is real, it makes people quiet. That's when you know it landed. Sing anyway. Raina folded the note and smiled. She didn't hear the door open behind her. Didn't hear footsteps crunch the gravel. But when she turned, Talon was there. Alone. He looked pale. Not angry. Not mocking. Confused. He didn't speak. Just stared at her, then muttered, "I didn't know you could." She held up a hand. Stopped him. "You didn't want to know," she said. He said nothing. Then walked away. The next morning, the school buzzed. People looked at her. Not with scorn. Not quite with awe. Just differently. In first period, Mr. Deacon caught her before class. "You have time after school?" he asked. She shrugged. "Why?" "I want to talk to you about choir. And something else." "Like what?" "There's a district showcase coming up." She blinked. He grinned. "It's not a competition. Just singers. You'd fit right in." "I don't know," she said. He nodded. "Think about it." Lunch was quiet. For once, no one spilled anything. Gina walked by and whispered, "You were brave." Even Lyra gave her a strange look. Not warm, but not sharp either. As if unsure what side she stood on anymore. By the lockers, Talon passed her. Didn't speak. Didn't meet her eyes. It was better that way. After school, Mr. Deacon waited outside the music room. He handed her a flyer. "Just read it," he said. Raina glanced down. Springfield Civic Center. District Showcase. March 12th. She looked up. "What if I mess up?" "You already didn't," he said. "You think they were quiet because they were bored? You shifted the room." She didn't respond. "Besides," he added, "you've got something most people spend years chasing." "What?" "A story. A voice with a reason." That night, Miss Aura baked cornbread and greens. The kitchen was warm again. Raina sat by the window, flyer in her lap. "District Showcase," she said. Miss Aura sipped her tea. "You going?" "I don't know." "Why not?" "I'm not like those other kids. They've had lessons. They wear fancy clothes. Their parents show up." Miss Aura raised her brows. "You think a song knows any of that?" Raina went quiet. "Don't sing for them," her grandmother said. "Sing for the girl who sat outside last week, knees covered in mashed potatoes." Raina looked down, then nodded. Saturday morning. Her phone buzzed. A private message. No name. Just a single sentence. "You think that performance changed anything? You still don't belong." Her throat tightened. Another buzz. "Better not show up to the showcase. Not unless you want things to get ugly." She stared at the screen. Froze. Her heart pounded. Who sent it? Why now? Was it Talon? Lyra? Someone else? Her fingers hovered over the screen. Then her phone buzzed again. But this time a different number. Unknown. They're planning something. No other details. No name. No sender. Just that. Her hand trembled as she lowered the phone. Then she looked out the window. Snow had started to fall. Soft. Silent. But beneath that quiet, something dark was moving. Something was coming. And this time, it wouldn't just be a dare. The snow kept falling. Thick. Quiet. Relentless. Raina stared at her phone. At the message. They're planning something. No name. No hint. Just that. She read it again. And again. Her breath quickened. She tried calling the number. Straight to voicemail. She typed back, "Who is this?" "What do you mean?" No response. She checked the other message. The threat. "Better not show up to the showcase. Not unless you want things to get ugly." She screenshot both. Her fingers trembled. Then she locked the screen and stared into the snowfall outside her window. Sunday came and went in pieces. Miss Ora noticed. "You're quiet," she said. "Quieter than usual." Raina hesitated. "Someone messaged me. After the talent show." Miss Ora's hands stilled over her knitting. "What kind of message?" Raina showed her the phone. "The threats. The warning." Miss Ora frowned. "You know who sent this?" "No." "You tell anyone else?" "No." Miss Ora stared into the snow. "Don't delete it. And don't let it stop you." Raina blinked. "But what if they're serious?" "Then you be more serious." Monday morning. School felt off. The halls buzzed too loudly. The stairs lingered too long. Raina kept her head down. Every time her phone vibrated, her stomach twisted. By third period, she'd received nothing new. Until lunch. She opened her locker. A note dropped out, folded twice. No name. She opened it slowly. "You were never supposed to sing. You weren't supposed to matter." Her blood ran cold. A second line underneath. "You should have stayed invisible." After school, she found Mr. Deacon. He was arranging music sheets. "I need to ask you something," she said. He looked up. "Of course." She showed him the note. He read it once. Then again. His jaw tightened. "Where did you find this?" "In my locker." He exhaled. "Did you tell anyone else?" "Only Miss Ora." He nodded slowly. "Look, sometimes people don't like change. They feel threatened by it. That doesn't mean you stop. But this isn't just teasing anymore," she said. "This feels different." He hesitated. "I'll talk to Principal Veers." "You should too." "Will it matter?" "It has to." Tuesday morning. Another note. This time, it was taped to her desk. Different handwriting, but the same message. "Don't go to Springfield. We'll make sure you regret it." Her hands shook as she pulled it free. Lyra leaned toward her from 2 rows back. "You okay?" Raina looked at her. Was it her? Was it Talon? Someone else? Lyra tilted her head. "You look pale." "I'm fine," Raina said. "Flat. Cold." Lyra frowned. "If this is about Friday, you were amazing, okay?" "I mean it." "Sure," Raina said. But her heart didn't believe it. That afternoon, she and Miss Ora went to the school office. Principal Veers read the notes with a furrowed brow. "I'll notify security," he said. "We'll review the cameras." Miss Ora's voice was calm. "You'll do more than that." He blinked. "Ma'am, she's not just your student anymore. She's a target. And that showcase? It better be safe." He nodded slowly. "Understood." But Raina saw the doubt in his eyes. He didn't know who was behind it, and neither did she. Wednesday morning. No note. No message. No words. But that didn't calm her. It made it worse. Someone was waiting. Watching. And the quiet was just another kind of threat. If you're enjoying this story, kindly do us a favor and subscribe to our channel. It is free and won't cost anything, but it means the world to us. We're just a small channel trying to grow. Thank you, and back to the video. In choir practice, Mr. Deacon watched her closely. "You still going?" he asked. "Yes." He smiled. "Good. Let them try." Thursday. 2 days to the showcase. She found a drawing in her locker. Crude. Stick figures. One was her, crossed out in red ink. The other figures had no faces. But they circled her, laughing, bleeding. Raina ripped it in half. Her hands bled from the sharp paper. She almost didn't tell Miss Ora. But by evening, she couldn't keep it in. Miss Ora listened in silence, then went to the back room. Came back with a small box. Inside was a pendant. A single, carved stone on a leather string. "This belonged to your mother," she said. "She wore it every time she had to be brave." Raina ran her thumb across the cool stone. "What if I'm not like her?" she whispered. Miss Ora leaned close. "You already are." Friday. The Springfield Civic Center loomed in her thoughts. But school was worse. Something had shifted. The whispers had returned. Only now they sounded more organized. Like people knew something. And Raina didn't. At lunch, she passed a table. Talon stood up, looked at her, didn't speak, didn't sit back down, just stared, his eyes cold, empty. She walked faster. Final period. A crumpled flyer lay on her desk. She opened it. It was her own face. From the showcase program. Someone had drawn a target on it. Red ink. Bullseye over her chest. Below it, "Don't sing. Or else." She didn't cry. Not then. But her stomach curled into knots. After school, Mr. Deacon found her again. He He looked pale. "There's something I need to tell you," he said. They stepped into his office. "I talked to Principal Veers," he said. "The notes. The messages. Someone's been using a spoof number. We can't trace it, so it could be anyone." He nodded. "But there's more." "What?" He handed her a folded sheet. It was a printout of a complaint, filed last year, against Talon, for harassment. "She wasn't the first," Mr. Deacon said. "Who?" He hesitated. "A girl named Mia Halston. She sang. Quiet girl. Soloist. What happened to her? She backed out of the district showcase. Transferred schools 2 weeks later." Raina's chest tightened. "No one told me. They kept it quiet. And Talon? Suspended for 3 days. No record on file." Raina gripped the paper. "This is real," she said. "Yes. Then why is he still here?" "Because they protect the loud ones," he said. "Until someone louder speaks." That night, she packed her dress, the stone pendant around her neck. Miss Ora kissed her forehead. "You ready?" she asked. "No," Raina whispered. "But I'm going anyway." Saturday morning. Springfield Civic Center. Rows of seats. Backstage hum. She checked in. Mr. Deacon was there. But something felt off. Security lined the walls. More than usual. He pulled her aside. "There's a list. Someone tried to take your name off it this morning." "What?" "We caught it. Fixed it." Her heart raced. "I need to know you're still in." Raina nodded. "They want me quiet. And I won't be." 30 minutes before curtain. She got a new message. Blocked number. "This isn't over. When the lights go out, no one will save you." Attached was a video. Footage from the school hallway. Of her. Yesterday. Opening her locker. Someone had been filming her the whole time. Her knees buckled. She leaned against the wall. "Don't stop now," she whispered to herself. 10 minutes to stage time. She heard it. A pop. Then another. The lights flickered. People shouted. A tech crew scrambled. Then someone screamed backstage. A shrill, sharp sound. Raina ran. Down the hallway. Around the corner. And stopped. A figure in black stood over Mr. Deacon. He was on the ground. Groaning. The figure turned. Mask over the face. Something glinted in their hand. Raina gasped. The figure bolted. She dropped to her knees beside Mr. Deacon. He clutched his side. Blood seeped through his shirt. "Call help," someone yelled behind her. Mr. Deacon grabbed her hand. His voice was weak. "It's not just him," he whispered. She was part of it too." "Who?" Raina asked, voice shaking. He tried to speak, then passed out. Paramedics arrived. The Civic Center went into lockdown. Showcase postponed. Raina sat in a side room, hands still covered in his blood. Police took her statement, but she couldn't shake his last words. She was part of it too. "Who? Who else?" She pulled out her phone, scrolled through every message, every threat, every flyer. She stopped at the very first one. The talent show sign-up sheet. Her name. Shaky handwriting. She remembered what Gina said. Lyra signed it. As a joke. But what if it wasn't a joke? What if it was a setup? She opened her notebook. Compared the letters. Slowly, her stomach dropped. The handwriting on the death threat. It matched the sign-up form. Exactly. Raina's eyes widened. She picked up her phone. Typed a message. To unknown number. "I know it was you." 3 dots appeared. Then a reply. "Then stay quiet, or Mr. Deacon won't be the last." The message burned through the screen. "Then stay quiet, or Mr. Deacon won't be the last." Raina sat frozen in the backstage lounge. Police radios buzzed in the halls. Paramedics wheeled Mr. Deacon out. Blood still stained her hands. No one stopped her. No one asked what she was doing on her phone. She stared at the reply. Then typed. "You picked the wrong girl." Sent. Outside, snow layered the parking lot like silence. The Civic Center was shutting down. Students sent home. Doors locked. Showcase canceled. Inside, Raina was the last to leave. Miss Ora stood at the end of the hall, arms crossed, eyes stormy. They didn't speak on the way to the car. Not until they turned onto Crestline Road. "Who was it?" Miss Ora asked. "I'm close," Raina said. Miss Ora didn't push. She never did. But her eyes didn't leave the road. That night, Raina couldn't sleep. She sat at her desk, every note and flyer spread in front of her. Threats. Drawings. Printouts. She stared at them like puzzles missing one last piece. Her phone buzzed again. Blocked number. A picture this time. The front of her house. Taken from across the street. A caption. Keep digging, and we'll bury you beside him. Her chest seized. She ran to the window. Empty. No one there. Just the sound of the wind and old branches scraping the side of the porch. She didn't wake Miss Ora. Not yet. Next morning, she went to school. Police presence. Teachers nervous. Whispers like static in the air. Talon wasn't there. Neither was Lyra. Strange. Too convenient. She stopped by the office. Asked casually. Lyra called in sick, the receptionist said. Talon too. Raina nodded. Then walked straight to the media room. She'd seen the hallway footage before. The one sent in the message. Someone had access to the security system. She knew where it fed from. Mr. Deacon showed her once, the old server room in the basement near the AV closet. Most students didn't know it even existed. She found the door. Unlocked. Inside, cold and humming. Old computers blinked green. She searched the hard drives. Clips. Footage. Folders. One caught her eye. /deleted/export/temp/. Inside. Clips named with timestamps. She clicked one. Footage from backstage. The day of the showcase. A figure in black entering the hallway. Their face turned for half a second. It was grainy, but enough. Her breath hitched. Not Talon. Lyra. Wearing a hoodie. Hands in pockets. Shadow trailing behind her like a secret. She copied the video. Sent it to her phone. Then deleted her digital fingerprints. She needed help, but not the kind from adults who didn't believe. So she found the one person who owed her. Gina. Lunch hour. Back hallway. Gina leaned against the wall, chewing gum. I knew something was up, she said. That girl's weird. You knew she tricked me into the talent show, Raina said. Wasn't my idea, Gina shrugged. But yeah, I went along. It was a dare. A dare or a setup? Gina looked up. What do you mean? Raina showed her the footage. Gina's eyes widened. That's Lyra, Raina said. She told Talon to do it, Gina whispered. He didn't want to. She did. She said, if people listened to you, it would change everything. You'd think you mattered. Raina leaned in. She was scared of a voice. Gina hesitated, then pulled out her phone. I still have one of her old messages. From the group chat. She deleted her account, but I saved it. Just in case. She scrolled, then showed the screen. A message from Lyra. If she sings, I swear I'll end her spotlight before it starts. All of it. Watch me. Raina screenshot it. She had enough. After school, she walked straight into Principal Veer's office. Dropped her phone on his desk. Play that, she said. He listened. Watched. Didn't blink. When it ended, he looked up. You have more? Yes, she said. And I'm not scared anymore. That night, police showed up at Lyra's house. She wasn't home. Ran. Missing. Talon confessed. Said she planned it all. He followed, but never meant to hurt anyone. Mr. Deacon was still in the hospital. Alive. Healing. Lyra's locker was searched. Inside, more drawings. Printed emails. A map of the civic center. Security routes. It was all planned, and she was still out there. Raina didn't stay home. She stood on stage. 1 week later. Not at Springfield. Not at any fancy hall. But in Briar Glen. A community space. Old theater. Broken lights. Folding chairs. She sang anyway. Not because it was safe, but because someone tried to make it unsafe. Her voice trembled. Then rose. Steady. Fierce. The crowd stood. Applause. Not loud, but real. Outside, snow drifted sideways. Miss Ora stood by the car. You did it, she said. No, Raina said. I started it. That night, another message came. Different number. Same tone. She's not done. You think one show makes you strong. She's just getting started. Attached. A blurry photo. From the crowd tonight. Back row. Face covered. Watching. Still watching.